तेरी तलब है, तू ही तो सब दिया, तू ही तो सब है, कब से मैं दे रहा हूँ, कब से तू मेरी लैला, ओ मेरी लैला लैला, ख्वाब तू है पहला, कब से मैं तेरा हूँ, कब से तू मेरी लैला, ओ मेरी लैला लैला, ख्वाब तू है पहला, कब से मैं तेरा हूँ, कब से तू मेरी लैला.
मैंने इसलिए गाना शुरू कर दिया बिकॉज मुझे तो ऐसे ही लग रहा है कि मैं MP3 प्लेयर के साथ गा रहा हूँ एकदम एग्जैक्ट वो. बट द हाईज नाउ एंड
sometimes you should come to a live concert where we go on this crazy high.
Wow. How does the audience react when
completely crazy? This is what I never imagined. I always thought it was a nice love song. They go completely berserk on this.
Right.
So we have to keep it towards the end of the set.
Right. Where they lose it.
They lose it. Like, it's like they break a stadium almost. And I still haven't figured out why. I still haven't. And it's also because that raw emotion, what Imtiaz ji was telling me, I still don't know why.
So I've got my own little story, which is when I started to decode, Laila Majnu was probably the second or the third album that I decoded. So this is now 3 years back. And eventually, the work that I'm now doing with Z, decoding their songs, they discovered it because of Laila Majnu. Hence, there's love for it.
You're part of the Laila Majnu universe.
Yes, we all are.
आपकी कहानी मतलब लिखा हुआ था ऐसा.
शायद, बिल्कुल. I have made friends and very dear friends for life because we bonded over Laila Majnu's music. There is Avinash Tiwari. There is the second half which is crazy. But we love Laila Majnu for its music, and I know that there is an element of Niladri ji wahan pe, and then there is an element of you. So I just want to know, how did this came into your kismat, in your fate, Laila Majnu?
So it was, Sajid and I became amazing friends and like brothers. Right. He would discuss his work with me and I. And then he came to me with the whole story that, they had developed around Laila Majnu, and to give me the whole cultural backdrop of what Laila Majnu is. Because we come from a different part of the world, and he studied what this world is, and he wanted to transplant the whole story in Kashmir, which was very dear to him. And to that, and up till that point, I had not traveled there. But process-wise, one had to understand Kashmir. One had to understand the histories of Kashmir and what led to such psychologies that were shown in the movie.
Yeah.
And it was not difficult for me because even I come from a place which is far off from the Indian capital. I'm from the Northeast. I've seen a lot of things.
Plains and hills.
Plains and hills, no, that is geography. I've seen a lot of human emotion, should I say, the extremities of what emotion can do, and how you're very far from the center.
Right.
And when we were growing up, we had a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that part of it had me understand Kashmir very easily.
Wow.
So it helped.
So my childhood was spent in Delhi, which is the center. I mean, in whatever words, with whatever filters you would want to tell me, how does it feel to not stay near the center? How does that affect you and then your art?
That's the reason I never knew a Bollywood song, right? You're away from the center of it, of everything.
Wow. Yeah.
We have grown up with our Bhupen Hazarika, our Jyoti Prasad Agarwala, Bishnu, Rabha, Khogen Monto.
Yeah.
These names are something, but they were our universe. And, I could carry on a whole night singing songs. And then Bhupen Hazarika obviously came to Bombay. They had films like Rodali,
yes,
Dil Hum Hum Kare. So Dil Hum Hum Kare became a romantic song in the Bollywood context. But it was the song for the motherland. It is like the unofficial state anthem from where I come from.
Wow.
So, and we sing it to stadiums now. We give it a rock kind of vibe. But it's a very different conversation. And so our musical upbringing has a lot to do with the land.
Right.
And the way we've come up, the stories we've had, the fights it's not our musical, when we talk of a song, we talk about the land, the place. We don't talk about the hero, the heroine or the movie. Our music is identity. Music in Bombay, for good or bad or whatever it is, it's entertainment. And it can be amazing entertainment. You know what I mean? It can be the best of what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's not steeped. Movies are also steeped in terms of identity. But because of the public, you make larger concessions about what the story is.
Right.
Ours is very steeped in it's like a one thing.
So you read the story, visited Kashmir also?
I visited Kashmir actually twice or thrice. And since it was my first few times, it was rapid absorption and very visceral. If it was the 15th time, it would have been a little bland for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
The first time is always very bright in your face.
So while you were in the making process, you were visiting Kashmir.
Yeah.
How was that? Like, what were the emotions when you went there?
Kashmir has this strange, it's got history. It's got a quaint old touch of a bygone era. It is now. And then it is yesterday also. It's got a strange touch.
Wow.
So I think if you're an artist who wants to smell it out, I think your skin crawls the first time you get there. You know there is history. And then you realize you also come from a place which has got a very different history of political.
That connects you.
That connects you by blood, by soul. And then you walk into a land where people are extremely polite. I think that's the first thing I noticed in Kashmir. The politeness of people. Yeah. They have a way of conversation which is steeped in social grace. And there it takes you back in time where conversations were gentle, sober. So that was and for a land to be rocked by so much history and for people to stay that way.
Still getting rocked.
Still getting rocked. I know some places do get. Still, there's so much that has happened. But for people to retain that kind of grace and humility and honesty, so that struck me immensely. And Mahid's family, they took me around, showed me around Kashmir, and I had great walks around the Dal Lake, having the roasted meat on the side. And then I went up to Pahalgam. Beautiful journeys. I went up to all those places which have now come under a different kind of scrutiny. Feels very sad. Whoever it may be. But a land of immense beauty, culture. And I have gone around Srinagar at all times of the day and night. And I think it'll be one of my favorite places in the world. It's quiet. It's beautiful. People are amazing. They talk in a completely, in a way that is their own.
Right.
So, actually the first time you come back from Kashmir, a part of you stays back.
Right. How did that drill into, or you absorb it into your music of Laila Majnu?
This is an important question. So while you're doing a contemporary movie, I understood that part of what I do, it cannot be old-fashioned, but it needs to be timeless. I hope I'm explaining it right.
Yes. I'm trying to think of all the music that were old and timeless.
It should sound like it was always there, but it was now.
Wow. Yeah, that's timeless.
It was always there, but it's now because that is what they are.
Right. How, so going specifically into Meri Laila, how do you maintain a happy, joyful, ecstatic, but still a very spiritual vibe, a timeless vibe? How did you manage that in your process of creation?
You cannot
manufacture it.
So the point is, that is where the source of work has to be, or the inception of the journey has to be correct. The way Sajid narrated the story to me, the way he felt about the story.
What were his feelings? Because this story has been said multiple times.
So you could feel it differently all the time.
Yeah.
You could hear a song, I could hear a song, we could react to it differently,
Right.
So I think Sajid at heart and likewise me, I think we both have great sense and love for, relationships, story, emotions that are very strong and probably that you can lose your life with. So when Sajid mentioned the story, he was already inside the story. And it was not that he was retelling something else. It was like he was telling it for the first time, which is very important.
Right. Right.
So apart from that, the honesty of the conversation is very important.
Right.
So that story didn't end with one telling. It happened a couple of times. And then we talked about the music.
Right.
So you empathize. Like I could empathize with a good song over 10 conversations with you.
Yeah.
Nothing is less, nothing is more. You have to have it if you want to work on that. And that happened. The honesty in the conversations. And also a few briefs by Imtiaz ji. So the point is I didn't have to try. I was already on the road, of trying to understand what is timeless.
Yeah.
What has a sense of sadness.
Yeah. Something key from that brief that you remember from either of those, but like anything key which like switched you.
So Sajid played me some Kashmiri music. And I realized they had this kind of rhythm, ding ding tak tak, which is, they have it on a slighter, lower edge. It's not as edgy as what it is in Assamese folk music called Bihu. It's almost a similar thing. So I heard that, I built up something. He had me hear a couple of songs.
Right.
And the songs had a timelessness.
Right.
What was very striking to me, he said this song would come at the end, and you expect people to be, happy and, whatever. It's a bright song. But I was already on a journey which was a balance between life and death. You know what I mean? And I wanted to create this very nice song, bright, And then Imtiaz ji hears the song, the draft. And he said, Joy, the song brought me to tears. And I said, I'd created a happy song, you know what I mean? But then every song has emotion. You might be feeling for it differently. That duality in that song was very, which I hadn't felt. I thought it was inside and I hadn't felt it.
Yeah.
But he caught on to it immediately. And that is what has stayed with the people because the song has stayed for like so many years. Every year it trends. People react crazily to it. And then you realize it's just more than a happy song. There's something else that is pulling the people, which is a very deep emotional state.
Right. But you can't pinpoint on...
Which wasn't by design. It just happened. It was part of the process. So that is very strange to me. And the first time he heard it, he told me that it brought him to tears. I said like...
Right.
I said, I was confused. Like people are supposed to go out happy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
Am I doing the right thing?
For me, it sends me in this ecstatic zone where I, as you were discussing, Nasha or
there's ecstasy.
Dhuni, ecstasy, wherein you close your eyes and, you revolve, swirl. It's that element also. There is some pathos as well. But you're right, it's not like I cannot pinpoint on something and say...
See, that is why the process itself has to have it inside. You know what I mean? There's nothing that is manufactured. It will happen.
Yeah.
And whatever you hear on the song, all of it happened in the first draft.
Okay.
Every bit.
Okay. First draft is one sitting.
No, what I mean, the first time I played the song, whatever I played them.
This is fine.
Yeah. Nothing was changed.
Was it the radio version that gets played? Your version is the radio version, right?
Oh, Meri Laila, Laila, kya karoon?
Which honestly, so I'll tell you, obviously, because Atif himself is a huge name. So the first discovery of the song happened through that version. But then I saw the movie, I heard the radio version. And then when I picked the guitar myself and started to sing, your nuances of those songs were what I cannot now go back to that. It's no like, I'm not comparing the two versions, but this stick to me and felt more honest, just the way I felt. You have a different way of going about that song, right? Why were there two versions kept?
They were not versions, actually. The hooks are different.
Right.
So one is the beginning of Romance,
right,
which I wanted to underplay. They're figuring out what to do, unsure. And one is the end of Romance, where they're completely through with the journey. So one had to be completely soaked in everything. and one had to be underplayed. So actually people write to me like, Atif singing high, you're singing low, you can... I said, that's not the idea.
What's this comparison? Him singing high, okay.
No, like the hook. When I do the hook, it's like, oh Meri Laila, but oh Meri Laila.
Yeah.
This was intentional.
Right.
When you're done with the journey, you've hit the highs and the lows.
Right.
Mine was the beginning. It was just, and it was my idea to keep it low. They were telling me, no, this would be compared. I said, that's not the point. It's for them to compare and for me to make, right?
Right.
And I said, this should be more like a plea.
I also want to talk about the other two songs that you've done, especially Lala, Zulo, Zalio. Lala, Zulo, Zalio. That's how you say it, right? मतलब Lala को बोल रहे हैं कि लड़ी लगा लो, दूल्हा आने वाला है, right?
It's actually a kind of, they do it in the weddings.
Right.
The singers from there.
Yeah.
Actually, this was Sajid's favorite song.
So the story that I know is Frankie was a guy who came to his wedding.
Yeah, and they called him for the shoot also and introduced me to Frankie. So we sat down like in a small studio in Kashmir. And we recorded Frankie there on a click. And that is what was used.
Then which version is Frankie's version of Lala Zulo?
Lala, Zula, Zalio. That's his voice.
This part.
Yeah. That's the original Kashmiri thing.
And then Lala, Zulo, Zalio.
Oh, that's
yours.
That's me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's me. I kind of pep it up and put it on a kind of dance mode and all.
Oh, wow.
So actually, Sajid said like, this is like the Rasputin song. And he wanted it more raw. It didn't stay that way. But, on hindsight, I think he was right. He just wanted it completely like a broken thing. Nothing much. And he was even, I love that thing. I remember he told me like, this is a garib gana hai. You don't have to step up club production on this. And it's like when they were shooting the song, shooting the film, the crew members heard it. And this was the only song they heard on repeat. Okay. They loved O Meri Laila. It was probably the second favorite.
Right.
But he had to part with the demo. They said, we are not letting you get out of Kashmir. So the demo is with them. Probably I'll release it as a separate kind of, I don't know what. But that is a whole other version. It's just like bare bones. And that's a crazy version.
Wow.
So in coming with the film, and we had to do a lot more, which was for the movie.
Right.
But Sajid wasn't allowed out of Kashmir unless he handed over the demo to them.
So we only heard a little part of this song while Kais is in the car and you hear it dur se.
Yeah.
So in that sense, the song has not got the kind of center stage.
No.
Where whilst you're saying it's the number one song for people who were there.
Yeah. I think in Kashmir they play it around because they can dance to it and all, For the rest of India doesn't assume that kind of identity.
And with that EDM feeling, that demo version was also with that.
No, it was a dance thing. It was not a club thing. It was just something you could dance to.
Okay.
Like something you would hear in a garage with that kind of sound,
How did it sound? If you can.
I cannot do it now.
It's
really
okay. It's
like you're banging on a drum and that just thing plays and there's something like a pop thing that comes. It's like a very bare-boned organic thing.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like production.
Okay.
And that is what they really like.
The rawness of it. Yeah. Right. It got released in 18, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think it probably picked up in 22, 20.
No, but the music was a hit.
Right.
The movie was out of the theaters inside a week.
Yeah.
That was
probably
2018.
Like 2 or 4 lakhs.
Yeah, whatever.
Early.
Yeah. The music Meri Laila had hit big time. And then there was no chance for the other songs.
Okay, it got hit immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
It got
but
crazy.
It keeps on resurging.
So every year, it would surge on Instagram or twice a year through the pandemic. And then they released it in 2024 in Srinagar, some new movie hall. Yeah. And then the rest of the story.
Yeah. Have you seen that mashup which they do? कौन से वाले गाने का साथ था? देखा एक ख्वाब. Have you heard that?
So many mashups.
Which is your favorite?
No, all of them are my favorite.
Yeah.
There's one of those northeastern guys, two of them singing the song in a very northeastern dialect.
फूली अतंगी सी बचपन के कुर्ते में से मिल तू रख मक छुपा के
I love the people they get crazy with other people's ideas. It's such a having fun is such a beautiful thing.
Right.
Just have fun, man. It's too much of
Is that those two people who are discussing कि language war हो रहा है और फिर then they
right, that one. They have no sense of what the world is happening, whether it's going to war.
Which song did they sing in that read?
Meri Laila only.
Laila only.
Okay, they're back to Laila.
And they don't understand the lyrics, but they're singing it.
They don't understand anything. They have nothing to do with the world at war, the world at peace. All they want to do is sing Laila.
So, if I search Joi Barua songs, then a lot of songs are these songs wherein there are certain parts that are attributed to you. But honestly, sorry, but I find it hard to sometimes...
You heard this?
That's Udan, right?
That's me. These were game changers.
This was this song is called Talab, Nadi. Kahani Khatm Hai.
Kahani, yeah.
And were you part of the? Oh,
this is me and Newman, yeah. Udan had special memories. You know, all of us doing it together. Working on this film, and it was also somewhere between Devdi.
Right.
Like Amit was the amazing guy. We'll hang out together. Amit Trivedi, Amitav, me, Raman.
And everyone's coming of it. Like they're just entering the scene.
Yeah. It's like you're on a highway just about to take off,
While you were working on Udan, Devdi was already out?
I don't remember. It was same time.
Yeah.
I don't know which came out earlier.
Because I remember this Amit Trivedi story where he said that I am back in the studio creating Devdi and I come and listened on my radio and the songs that I hear are nowhere close to the songs that I'm making. Yeah. And I'm in this huge doubt whether this will work out at all. And then we saw what Devdi did in even Udan. Udan did that in a slightly nicer way.
No, it paved the way.
It paved the way.
You have to understand, it paved the way.
You know our Udan story?
Which?
So I had this huge fight with my mother on her birthday. And three of us, me, my brother, my sister, three of us were like, she was gone. And so angry, you were watching Udan. And we were like,
Udan is your response to Bagban then. Yeah.
No, so Udan had great memories. Very different people taking off in their own thing.
Right.
And it actually after Udan,
I
don't know, it just gave us a sense of freedom. And by that time, I had been in Bombay for 4 or 5 years. I said I need to do my own thing. Like in terms of story, telling a story. And which took me back to my own music.
You have to tell me all the songs wherein you have such parts. Yes. No. I know कि आपका तेरा होने लगा.
No, this is Newman and me sing the entire song here. So after this and Devdi, I make my album. That goes crazy. Then I sing 1, 2, then I sing Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara in 2012 for 13.
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara was Dil Dhadakne Do. So which part of it was?
Both me and Suraj. Shankar Mahadevan's name comes because he's composer. So, hey, Jalona, that song, na? Kab tak gine, yadar gane.
Is that your voice?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, hey, suno.
All that. That's me and Suraj divided, na? Both of us are singing. But that high, kab tak gine.
That's yours. Wow.
So after that movie, I stopped singing for other people because I was composing. That's what I was doing at Assam.
Okay. You stopped singing for other people in what year? 2012,
13.
12, 13. So until that, for like 4 or 5 years, you were just singing?
No, I was doing my album, but there were some people who called me. And then I said, after Zindagi, I will not sing because, it takes away from your time as a composer.
Right.
And other things might seep in.
Yeah, of course.
Which is the wrongest thing to do.
So you've done this one song for Udan. With Amit.
Udan, and there was something else I sang. Devdi, I sang the final
track. That's Amit only. Kuch naya.
Kahani khatam hai, shuruaat hone ko hai.
Yeah, that's your part. Wow. Tell me if that Tera Hone Laga part is also sharing. Dude, किसी ने सोचा भी नहीं कि गा कौन रहा है ये वाला part.
कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं बॉम्बे बैकिंग गा रहा है कोई भी गा रहा है
can you just sing that part so it just registers in my head.
Shining in the setting sun like a pearl up on the ocean, come and feel me, come and heal me, Shining in the setting sun like a pearl up on the ocean. Come and feel me, oh heal me. Shining in the setting sun like a pearl up on the ocean. Come and feel me, oh heal me.
In that sense, it's so beautiful that you're singing this part and then eventually Atif sings one of your composition that goes on. Wow, it's so crazy.
Yeah, it's quite something.
You want
This is amazing, huh? You're not having?
मैं खाऊंगा मैं तो. This is from cheese company, cheesecake and company. हाँ यार उनको स्पॉन्सर करना चाहिए यार हम लोग को, है ना? अगर डालें ये पार्ट तो. Cheesecake and company. Best cheesecake, not in New York. इसे आराम से, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, आराम से. आपको तो बेस्ट कॉम्बो मिला है, कॉफी और चीज केक.
12 seconds later.
So
I think what makes us interesting in Bollywood, not that this has to be the center of things, but it's because we come from different places.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right. Just like the idea of India, right? I feel like there are certain regions like Punjab that have outgrown this whole shit. Like they have grown big and bigger. Do you think the music of Assam, Assamese music, will have its day, had its day, and now it's...
No, I think see the music, there's a whole completely different entity by itself. We play to very large arenas. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And it is not this and that. It is this and that. It's not this versus that. India is like many countries in one.
Right.
Why should we compare ourselves with anybody? Punjab is Punjab by itself. It's beautiful.
Yeah. But when you say this and that, you're also saying this exists, right? And while there is a major part of India that still is unaware of, okay, this is an Assamese music, because I also sometimes confuse Assamese music with, sorry to say,
see, the point is, somebody like Europe, somebody in London doesn't have to be conversant with German music.
Right.
It could work by itself.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
One of the biggest bands in the world, Rammstein.
Right.
Very few people who don't hear good music. They were the people who actually, let me not name another artist, but they threw a lot of big guys off the billboards. It's a heavy metal band in German. It's one of the most amazing bands. What I'm saying is not important to be heard by everywhere. And especially with the advent of the internet, microcultures will flourish.
Right.
When it was singularly controlled from Delhi and Bombay, there was only one language, one thing. This is the time of microcultures and other things.
Right.
Everything will flourish. In Assam, you coming from wherever, Bangalore, I might not know of a band that sings in Kannada.
Right.
But I do know of Raghu Dixit. He's a very dear friend. And Raghu was one, so coming to that, Raghu was one of the first guys outside the state who heard my album, took it around with him like he owned it.
Okay.
There was a time when he said, Joy, your album has traveled with me more around the world than it has with you. I just started out. He played with so many people. And
so he used to sing your songs?
No. Raghu heard my album somewhere. We were supposed to do a movie together.
Right.
Mujhse Friendship Karoge. I sang the Baatein Shuru for him. It was a Yashraj thing.
Yes.
And for that, he needed to listen to something. I said, what can I... We didn't know each other. I just said, my album has been launched, you listen to it. He went crazy over it. He loved it. Like I love his work.
Right.
He used to go places and play my album to them.
Okay. Oh, okay.
As a musician.
So listen to Joey's music. It's so good that way.
We became friends. He's come, stayed over. We are doing a festival together in my hometown in Assam in November. I've invited him home. That's a stadium thing. So the thing is that, okay, as musicians we know, but India will now, it will be the age of things where microcultures are going to flourish. It's fine.
Right.
You don't have to hear of me. It's fine.
Right.
It's okay. And as long as local cultures are proud and, have enough resources to do what they have to do. Right. If they're proud, if there's commitment, there'll be resources to kind of do what they want to do. And it's not a one-day thing. It's a journey. Punjab music is what it is because from whenever I've heard of Punjab music, they have been at it.
Yeah.
Gurdas Man, just because the rest has not happened because the rest of India knows him. Right. It's because he knows himself.
Yeah.
And Punjab values it.
Right.
So it's not about being regional. It's not about competing with anybody else. There's no competition here.
Right.
We have played to some of the biggest gigs. Those kind of audiences won't be seen by Bollywood artists sometimes.
Right. Maybe I think this comes from a mindset where I haven't heard of. Maybe I have, but I don't acknowledge that I've heard so much of Assamese music.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now, my friends here told me that this is a music that got shaped by tribes and activists. You've mentioned Vishnu Prasad Rabha, and he told me there's a Rabha music, Rabha Sangeet.
Yeah.
That's
So he was somebody who really shaped kind of Assamese revolutionary thinking and music. He's among kind of a trinity of people we have from the last century.
Okay.
Before Bhupen Hazarika, who shaped identity. And Rabha himself was a man of many things. He was a polymath in terms of talent. He was a polyglot in terms of language. He knew some 17 or 18 languages.
Okay. And likewise, you also, right? You also
I know a few. I don't
know
too
several,
many.
but you have worked in several languages.
I worked across several things. Yeah.
Right.
I worked across several things. I think culture is like water. You basically have to understand. And it's like it can flow anywhere.
That's right.
Just because the important thing is to know one thing well.
Yeah.
And you can only know your thing well. Rest you can segue into, as you say.
Right.
So, thankfully, in our land, sometimes we don't realize it. We've just heard the masters of their craft.
Yeah.
Masters of the craft.
Why do you think such identity-oriented music came from the land of Assam?
I think, very good question. Because we are so far from the center, I think every land that has been far from the center has an identity-related problem. In Kerala, you have Periyar, the poet whom they still quote.
Periyar.
Chennai movies are very strong on identity.
Yes.
Very, very strong.
Yeah.
On, core movies, they're very strong on identity. The Northeast has, first of all, it's a tribal diaspora. There's huge cultural tribal identities. It's like Africa. It's a whole different thing. It could have been a different continent by itself, smaller continent.
Right.
It has nothing to do with India.
Right.
It's good that we're assimilating, but there is abundance of culture, music, oral literature, stories, legends, everything.
In my friends who came from the land of Assam, I noticed and observed that they have heard far more Western music than I have. Because maybe I was at the center, so Bollywood was more prevalent into my life. But they had heard the guitar maestros outside and the singers outside, and in what they were playing, their influences were also very Western. Do you think that also happening simultaneously along with your own?
I would just say it's like more universal. But in the Christian states, because of the church, you grew up well versed in English.
Okay.
And then listening to that kind of music.
Right.
In Assam, it was a mix of both. We just heard kind of very universal music on the radio, and we had our own music. So, and I would say it cannot be forced. It was very good. And that's why when we were very young, we gravitated to something that was very close to our heart.
Right.
It was love at first, listen. Then you realize this has meaning. For a film, films come with seasons and times and all. Amazing films the music can sound not great after 2 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some music is forever. Films are meant to be like that. You launch this in Diwali, you launch this, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
Go with the spirit.
Yes.
So that song doesn't make any sense 6 months down the line. But songs that are written from a different core of a land, of language, of an idea, of a journey are timeless. So thankfully, we gravitated towards that when we were very young because it was well done. And then you realize it has got great meaning, which is timeless.
Right. In some of your own work, have you attempted to
Always.
talk about your own land?
Always. There's an element there.
Yeah. I would probably, want you to have a guitar and maybe sing a song or two and tell us how it takes you back to your land of Assam. We talked about Kashmir. And in that sense, it almost felt like you're just saying Kashmir, but you can also say Assam.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
It's also distant from the center. It has got its own hills and then plains.
I'm saying if your Delhi is your core and Bombay is your core, there's Kashmir, Chennai, Punjab, Northeast.
Right.
Everywhere you have the borders,
Right.
the only question has been identity.
Yeah.
The only fight has been for identity.
Right.
And that is the most important
The
thing.
battle is not just inside but also outside, right? In that sense.
Within, without. And it's not about subscribing to a national consciousness, It is the most beautiful thing. Freedom has been earned.
Right.
But what was the most important issue to us? Identity.
Right.
Because somewhere along the line, post-independence, they were threats.
Right. I was reading a book on this, and I realized that Nagaland, for example, had a huge struggle for autonomy, right? But in that sense, Assam has been more peaceful.
No. Every state. Almost every. Mizoram had its thing. Nagaland had its thing.
For Assam, what's the
Assam had
story?
a lot of
Yeah.
yes.
They were also...
Yeah, we had language problems. We had a whole problem. We still have with immigration, migration from Bangladesh.
So you have threat not just from... Not like just saying, we are Assam, look at us, but also in the sense that you have threat from outside.
These are border areas. They're porous. That's what I'm saying. Every border which is porous, which is bound by land to another,
right,
has problems.
Yes.
And those problems become your main points of conversation.
Right.
And that seeps into culture in terms of poetry, writing, music.
Yeah. I want to know about the legacy of Bhupen Hazarika ji. I've heard of him countless times, but as someone who's as oblivious to everything. But what is his legacy? How should I, as someone who's outside Assam, should look at it?
We grew up in the times of the student agitation in Assam. When the students, we were very young in the 80s, the students were fighting for and against illegal migration, which was depleting the core indigenous.
This was happening from the China side?
No, from Bangladesh.
From Bangladesh?
China was another threat.
China is like, we'll take your territory.
Yeah, they were another threat. And the war had happened also on the eastern front, Arunachal, northeast, on the northern front.
Is it in the 70s where this thing peaked?
The 62 was the Chinese aggression.
Right.
And 70s, the Pakistan war, but and that kind of had the Bangladesh thing.
Right.
But
loads of refugees started to come into Assam after 71.
Yeah, post. Yeah. And 80s was when this really became a very big issue. So the students took up issue.
Right.
And this was so. At that point, the most important question to the Assamese was whether anything remains of us if everything is this porous. You know, and at that point of time, it was to instill confidence also that Bhupen Hazarika's songs from an earlier time and at that time became very important.
Okay.
And he gave a spine.
Okay.
You know, his songs from an earlier time because he loved the land. So Bhupen Hazarika, just to bring it into context, I know he went to the University of Columbia. He was one of the first Indian guys who did mass comm outside India.
Okay.
Amazing genius. And, you know, met a whole lot of people with different ideologies, understood what it takes and made art complete a social voice.
Yeah.
Before Bhupen Hazarika, there was a lot of influence because all of the Assamese would go to study in Bengal.
Right.
There was a lot of influence from Rabindra Sangeet, etc., Tagore. And you can hear it prevalent through all the great guys.
Right.
This, Mr. Bhupen Hazarika went to the West, heard Paul Robeson, songs of the river and everything, and how the river flows. And he found out similarities of how you can turn your own geography into a different kind of conversation, of art, of revolution. His songs from an earlier era and that era became the spine of, became the spine of the Assamese.
Right.
And it is for that reason, students fought an agitation, they asserted their point, and you had the youngest chief minister in the world. A lot of things happened post that, but it is still identity for the Assamese.
Wow.
To have somebody like that behind us.
So his music empowered that identity at the right time.
It just gave us spine. It gave us steel in the spine.
Because we know Papon and Zubeen Garg from that part of the world. Which, like, how do you see their coming forth? What have they done to the scene? Have they gone back and, given back to the Assamese music also?
So, just putting things in context. So, actually, Zubeen was the guy who got me to Bombay.
Okay.
So, when I was completely distraught in Delhi, I called up Zubeen. I said, I think I'm going to die. And Zubeen says, come over. So, Bombay happened because of Zubeen. So, Zubeen brought huge changes to Assamese music, introduced electronica, and great composer, singer himself. And he's done a lot. And, different types of music. He brought folk music to the forefront, a production, bringing it out really in a mass scale.
Right.
So Assam owes a lot to him. He's a little senior to us. Papon and I are contemporaries, and we were born in Delhi. And he started on his original music before me. So we'd heard those melodies in Delhi when he started out.
Okay.
And Papon already had a lot of folk inside. Both his parents were very illustrious, musicians and singers, legends. So Papon had that element of folk which he mixed with electronica and other things.
Right.
And that was again a new wave of Assamese music. Zubeen brought in pop, nice keyboards, synthesized synths and all. So that was like a very synth-oriented, synth rock, synth pop, more or less. Though Zubeen has the aggression for things, but he mixed folk with synth, pop with synth, and some amazing songs. Maybe at some point I'll sing a song, Zubeen, sometime, somewhere. And he changed the generation. And it was really a tipping point towards a future sound.
Right.
And then Papon came with his fusion. And that was the next one, where I think Assamese music felt fusion elements in a different way. And then I really loved the way Papon did thing, because we'd heard it together in Delhi.
Yeah.
So I saw his music at inception. That inspired me, it's amazing, somebody's doing this. So it also, that kind of thought led me through the years and then when I came out with my stuff in 11, so my thing was complete rock, full stadium.
Right. Sometimes specific to certain regions, for example, when I hear the folk music of Rajasthan, not so sure, but even Punjabi, there is a certain signature to the tonality, the texture. I'm trying to draw some parallels between your voice, and I've heard Papon and I've heard Zubeen. Is there some common texture because of some historical background that you guys have? I guess
I guess, from Assam, because we have a curious mix of tribal identities,
Yeah.
I think there is a melodic sweetness. It's not a sweetness of the voice. It's just a melodic circle.
We see something similar in Bengal, Kolkata also.
Yeah, but Assam, that Northeast has a different thing. I'm not saying Assam, the
What is it?
Northeast, but I don't know. It's a curious mix of, contemporary melodies mixed with some folk sensibilities, which gives it a particular rendering. It's very different from the rest of India.
Okay.
I think it's very different from the rest of India. Like Bengal has its own thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Rajasthan. The Northeast has a completely different vibe when it comes to creating original melodies.
Okay. If I, as an outsider, wants to move into the Assamese music and want to, get the flavor of it, whatever you just said, what could be of course, your album, Looking Through the Window.
My album is very contemporary rock.
Yeah.
But my music as an artist, though I have worked on a few other things as experiments.
Right.
When I'm working with it's complete contemporary rock.
Right. So
But it draws from folklore.
So how should we look through the window and then see Assam through what songs?
Wow. For starters, we could do this in the Northeast next time with our food, our music, our wine.
Yeah.
The reason, I'm having this conversation over a bigger length of time is because India has too many things.
Yeah.
And unless people like you start whipping up those conversations, those, I don't think the cultures would fail, but you would fail really to understand what India is. And you've such an amazing passport of music. You should discover India through its music.
Right.
And because it's a podcast and you're going to great efforts to understand what it is, you should make the most of it.
Beautiful. What a line. Cultures don't fail, humans fail in understanding those cultures. And what if we've just passed through the lifetime without knowing so much as
you could just go by without knowing that you missed it all.
Wow. What a guilt that we have given to people who tuned in.
No, really. No, thankfully, at least you understand this.
Yeah.
So though you have this conversation in Bombay, maybe you're looking through my window now to understand what it is.
Yes. And I have to also look at that window more clearly.
Yeah. It's a helpful window, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost
While
anything.
we're talking in meta, just to clarify, we are talking about his album, Looking Through the Window. That's why you brought that phrase up.
It won't cost you anything, but it'll enrich your life, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
People don't know you've also sat through our Ehsan sir's podcast. And
it was because of people like Ehsan.
Yeah.
When I first saw Dil Chahta, I said, okay, there are two movies which I would like to, and two musicians, Vishal Bharadwaj, with his unreleased movie, Music 5. Sir Jhukha Khuda Ho Main, both the KKs, and Ehsan, Shankar Ehsan Loy with Dil Chahta Hai. These two songs, Dil Chahta Hai, and this is when we knew Bombay, our career is going to happen to us. You know, we could be musicians because we come completely from a non-Bollywood world.
Wow.
I said that this is the India we want to look forward to.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Even Heather, for that matter. From Vishal Bharadwaj
No,
and
Mr. Vishal Bharadwaj just moved on in strength, you know, and, you know, done things. And I feel those are not Bollywood songs. They are very proud Indian songs.
Yeah.
It would be, I would be very sad to just call them Bollywood songs.
Right.
I was listening to that playlist of Vishal. They are beautiful songs, you know, from Satya, from Machis, all that. Absolutely amazing.
Right. Choda Hai Hum Galiyan is Marches, right?
Yeah, I remember crying in the hall when I watched, because again that story resonates with what we were going through in the Northeast.
Yeah.
So when I watched it for the first time, actually I cried. And today morning I was listening to it. You know, some things remain the same.
Yeah. I will give a listen to your album as well. I'm as guilty as my viewers, I know. But I will.
No, I think you must. You will like it.
And I definitely, you know, I'll visit you in Assam, and probably at the backdrop of it, we'll sit back and understand. Like, because I'm also new. I think you're talking about Kashmir. You went to Kashmir and there was an enormity that got to you because you were visiting there for the first time. I think I'll experience something similar with your music.
100%.
With Assamese music and Assam itself.
100%.
So that experience I would really want to do. So November.
You must come with me to Boroland, you know, where so much happened. And now, after so much, they are like the guardians of the biggest wildlife sanctuary. It's an amazing story unfolding. Boroland, Manas. I will be there.
Boroland is in which part?
Just like 4 or 5 hours from Guwahati.
Okay.
And it was, that area had so much violence, identity.
Yeah.
And then things turned peaceful. Obviously through a lot of efforts. And now, all of them are guardians of something very special. It would be amazing to have something like this there. You should come with me.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you so much for coming, turning up and showing us a little glimpse of your world through your window. Right? We bring it again. And did you like the conversation?
I did. I appreciate and I really liked it. And, you know, thank you for inviting me. And it's been a great day. And I hope you carry on this. This is a long journey that you need to undertake.
Did your day turn and become better as we were discussing?
I just had cheesecake.
Yeah, that answers everything. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
You can wrap it up. Yeah.
A lot of heavy conversation has happened.
Yeah.
So music is.
Do you want this to be the end part?
I don't know what. I don't know. There's no end. It's just another beginning, man.
Also. Yeah. Kahani. Oh yeah. We didn't discuss your great grandfather poetry because of like you speak poetry sometimes.
आँखों के पर्दों में प्यारा सा जो था वो नजारा धुआं सा बनकर उड़ गया ना 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 बैठे थे हम जो ख्वाब के छावों के तले छोड़ के उनको जाने कहाँ से चले कहानी खत्म है आने वाला वक्त भी देखा बना है या फिर से मिलेंगे दो राहें नजर क्या